You met me during your time as a. You met me. I was like one of your cinematographers on one of your projects. We just kind of had a bond because we both really like movies, and we both were in an industry with people who didn't really care about the type of films we wanted to make. You're like, oh, it's just one of the boys. It's who gets it. And we talked a lot during that time, but then we ended up doing our own separate stuff. And once I learned how to become my own filmmaker, I was like, I don't want to be DP anymore. You want like 3 hours crews and you need to show up. But yeah, not really like. I just hit you up one day. I'm like, I'm making a documentary and I want to record a conversation because I find your films pretty interesting. And I want to dissect your philosophy. And that's where we are now.
How old am I?
30.
30? Do you have kids?
No kids.
What?
No wife. Movie
I
of
thought
your
it was
own
pretty
thing.
funny. I didn't go to Oscars. It was my kid's birthday.
No, you have no kids, no wife. You're by yourself. Movie is all you have.
Where is it?
I don't know what you're talking about, man. Please don't hurt me.
Now tell me, why do you cling to your ignorance like a drowning man in a sinking ship?
Dude, please. Why are you doing this to me? Please. Dude, please. Why are you doing this to me?
Why do we persist in this hellhole we call life? Is there any meaning to be found in the mess of chaos and despair? Or are we merely puppets, dancing to the tune of some cruel force, our actions predetermined and our destiny set in stone? I am but a vessel, adrift on the turbulent sea of existence, tossed about by the whims of fate. What purpose do my actions serve, other than to continue the cycle of suffering and sorrow? And yet, there's a strange satisfaction in causing pain to another. Is it the only control I have in this world? Or am I just a pawn in a game with rules beyond my understanding?
What do you think about that, stupid motherfucker?
A gun. A symbol of power. How many lives snuffed out? And how many tragedies born from the barrel of such a weapon? A gun. The tool of destruction. A prelude of death. How easily we resort to violence. How readily we grasp for power at the expense of others' lives. Is this the solution to our problems? The answer to our fears? Or does it only serve to perpetuate the cycle of suffering, leaving behind a trail of shattered lives and broken dreams? Where is it?
It's over there.
What do we seek in the abyss of modern media? Is it enlightenment, or a fleeting distraction from the harsh realities of existence? Our screens flicker with sounds and images devoid of meaning, feeding our appetite for sensationalism. The allure of violence and sensationalism grips us, pulling us deeper into the abyss with each passing moment. And what do we find at the heart of this media onslaught? Nothing but the hollow echo of our own collective desperation. We consume endlessly, devouring the scraps of entertainment thrown our way, oblivious to our souls. Our minds, once fertile grounds for thought and contemplation, we were born to seek the meaning in this world, but instead, you only find emptiness? And so we spiral ever downward, trapped in a cycle of self-destruction from which there seems to be no escape. We were born to devour ourselves, to consume, and be consumed by the relentless march of progress. And in the end, what will be left of us but the hollow husk of our former selves, lost in the void of our own making?
So your film Kino Police, I find it very interesting.
Alright. Why?
It's a very aggressive film.
I feel like the voice of the film came a lot from the directing, to be
Yeah.
honest. Honestly, I had this a lot of deliberate choice of using 10mm lenses because it was just honestly despite some professor that I ran into back when I used to go to film school, or when I tried going to film school.
So yeah, how was your time at film school? You liked it? Waste of time?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, huge waste of time.
Yeah,
Did you try to go to film school?
I did, and I actually did complete it.
You did?
I
You don't
guess
like it?
it was okay. The one thing I did like is it taught me more technical stuff. It made me understand more why I wanted to make weird, destructive art. Because it was like, okay, rather than just doing it just to do it, I understood what people expect out of you. And I was like, I'm going to go against this and I want to make it this certain way. Because it better helps portray what I'm trying to communicate.
For me, at least, in my opinion, it just seemed like a huge waste of time. Like the professors were really like unmotivating, and I feel like with Kino Police especially, it was just because I had this one interaction with this professor who told me that I shouldn't use 10mm lenses and that I can't have like a style with it. When at the same time, I wanted to just prove that I could. I feel like with all my films, I try to be fair to anybody who I'm critiquing, or any subject, or just like the themes of the movie. I just wanted to be fair. I wanted to represent. But with Kino Police, I really wanted that movie to just come across. This is coming from a very cynical, very ugly place for me.
Yeah.
I just kind of wanted to embrace it. Just like, yeah, this is this story is about things that I hate. What I was trying to communicate with why they are police is because that's what I kind of felt like the professors were doing at the film school I went to.
I just find it interesting that you wanted to make a film about that period, especially since you didn't go to film school for that long.
Yeah.
So it must have bothered you so much that like, I need to make a movie about this.
Yeah, I felt like it was something that I had a lot to say. The stuff I had to say came from a place that is very ugly and not fair and really judgmental. And I just want to say, screw it, I'm just going to put this out, I'm going to make it funny. I just want to have fun here. I don't want to make some deconstruction of anything right now. I just want to have fun. That's what I wanted to do, just have fun with that film.
I mentioned funny games because I wanted to talk about. There's one scene in particular. Right when when they're in the boat and they're like just chilling on the boat, they're talking about reality and fiction, and he kind of explores this idea that what you see on the screen is just as real as what you see in real life, because it feels the emotions you get out of it are just as real. And is there really a difference between reality and fiction?
In that movie, there's a scene where the mother and father they watch their son get shot with a shotgun, and they start crying. And there's this horrible scene where they're just crying. And it's really emotional. And yeah, there's no difference between seeing a real couple going through that and what's happening in the movie. You're seeing it with your eyes. It feels just as horrible. But honestly, with that scene in particular, I felt like I wasn't watching movies in that way that the movie was communicating. Movies are that it is reality.
Yeah.
But when I did see that scene, I felt like it like just unlocked some part of my brain where I was like, now I can understand movies better. Now I can be more immersed, and there's not this barrier that I think, oh, this is just fake. This is all fiction. I really feel like that movie changed my perspective on how I view film and the universe and reality and what is fake and real.
Everything in the world's got a time for change. Men and women, grown-ups and kids. Some have had several dads. One day you're alive, then just a grave or a photo the next. Stuff changes and disappears before your eyes. Stuff in your heart too. It gets all blurry, and then it's not there anymore. Even the things you think won't change might have just ended before changing, you know? Will I change? Will I be able to? All I know is I don't know anything. Worldly things always end. Feelings, too. Friends from junior high, you lose. Then again, a new environment means new friends. Maybe the world is just the same stuff, over and over. But that doesn't mean I can't try and catch it before it goes. That's what made me want to pick up the camera.
Alright, so I wanted to talk about another film you made, and I want to just start off with the title because I find it very intriguing.
Alright.
People should fall in love with their eyes closed.
For me, when I kind of pick the names for my movies, I don't really ever think about it. I just make the movie and then I watch it and I'm like, okay, now I can come up with a name. It's always the last step for me. That's just the name I came up with when after I watched the movie.
You know, you like, this should be the title of the movie.
Yeah, people should
Okay.
fall in love with their eyes closed.
I was always the other way around.
Really?
Yeah, I always come up with the title phrase, and I'm like, how do I make that title into the movie? I do that just because I want the title to make sense for the film. The title matters so much to me. It's like the most important thing.
It does to me too.
There's some titles. Her, Spike Jones is Her.
Yeah.
I love that movie, but I'm not even sure, but I like the title of the movie.
I like it.
Really?
It kind of feels like you did the thing that I was talking about.
You like named it after?
Yeah. Another one was like, I really love Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Yeah. So I was talking to my friend. You know Charlie Kaufman?
Of course.
Yeah. He was talking about his movie that he made, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. He was just telling me that he did the same thing, and I think that's where I kind of got the idea from. Just because it kind of made sense to me.
What was your choice for doing that? Having so many POV shots for a film that's basically already a POV.
The movie, it kind of represents my life when I was kind of going to school, kind of discovering why I liked film, why I wanted to be a filmmaker. Kind of comes back to this like lifelong fear that I've always had of time. I feel like I fear time more than I do death. I mean, it's been 10 years and it doesn't even feel like that long ago since I was in film school. I just wanted to like relive it. Through the process of making the movie, I also wanted to learn more about myself. The girl, she is going through kind of what I went through. She understands what's happening more and isn't clueless like how I was when I was at that age. And I just really hope like people can really relate to her struggles. There's a quote about how she picked up the camera so that she can capture time while it's moving.
Kind of did what filmmaking is, or cinema. It's just
Yeah.
capturing time, reliving dreams, reliving memories, and yeah, a lot of people are afraid of getting old or just moving on, and it's not, time isn't something that just is. It just keeps on going, and when you're making a film, you can use that as a way to just keep that forever. You can keep that emotion forever. It'll be there forever. We'll all pass away and we'll all die. But that emotion or that feeling or that experience that you wanted to communicate, it'll always be there. I want to know more because I always find it interesting how directors interact with their crew or specifically their cast.
Mm-hmm.
How's that like with you?
Well, to be honest, like I feel like when I was making the movie, I really had this set vision of what I wanted it to be. And I really wanted to get extremely precise with it, and I wanted it to be 100% me. It is on some level 100% me. I can't deny in any piece of art you're making, the world is always going to have like a say in it. There's always going to be things you don't account for, and like if I got like a crazy shot where I didn't expect like a butterfly to like land on someone's shoulder and I kept it in the movie, is that really me, or is that just the world interacting with my art? So when it comes to actors, I like to ask them about their personal experience. I want them to be a part of the movie, just to give it a more authentic feel, which in a way I know is kind of contradictory to it not being me. It makes it like more like the actors' kind of life story and stuff, like their situations and their what's brought them to like this point. I just want to embrace the world having its say in my art.
I want to talk about another film that I really like and I think has a lot of interesting ideas going on. The Blair Witch Project. Have you seen it?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies.
What I like about the movie is just how the camera feels like its own character.
I thought that the movie should be probably one of like, the most important movies in cinema history, just due to the fact of how profitable it was. It's kind of funny how like Hollywood is so like obsessed with profits right now, and they'll invest so much money into movies that are safe to make. And I find it really interesting that the Blair Witch Project became like one of the most profitable movies in like all of film history on a shoestring budget.
Are you familiar with like the gimmick they did with the movie, like
What?
with the marketing?
Oh yeah.
They like pretended that they went missing and the police actually got involved
Yeah.
because they thought they were murdered.
Oh, what year was it?
98, I think. It was early internet. I tried making a documentary on found footage cinema because I was really obsessed with it at a point in time.
Mm-hmm.
And I really got into that, and I was like looking at the research and looking at the websites they would use, and people genuinely believe in it. Like they really believe that movie was based on facts.
Like I don't know if you know this, but they forgot to shoot the witch.
Yeah. At the end of the movie,
Yeah.
they didn't pan through the witch.
Yeah, because they just forgot.
Yeah, I know. I think it's unintentionally genius.
Yeah, but it makes the movie better.
It does. I like that they don't show the witch. I
Yeah.
really forgot. But it kind of makes it scarier. Because the whole film already doesn't really show any of the horror.
Yeah.
So I feel like if they did show the witch, it kind of ruins the movie.
It was a great unintentional decision.
Yes.
I really, it just goes back to one of the things I was talking about, how like the world and real life will always have a say in your art, whether if you want it or not. It will always be that way.
There's a scene when they get lost, and one of the characters has the camera. She's talking to the director of the film, or the fake movie they're making in the movie. He's like, "Oh, I can see why you like this camera so much. It's like your own filtered reality." And I think what I love so much about that line is I think it perfectly encapsulates filmmakers, because it allows filmmakers. It's basically just exploring the idea of filmmakers who just make movies to create realities that suit them. There's filmmakers out there who don't really feel like they have anybody, or they don't really feel like they belong on this planet, and they'll make a film where like, this is for me, this is where I belong. It's their own filtered reality, man.
Well, when I was 18, I really wanted to die, and it felt like my life was just leading nowhere. Because I had recently gotten my first job, and the repetitive like nature of working there was just super miserable. And the idea of working for some corporation that doesn't care about you until you retire and die, I really didn't want that to be all that life had to offer, and that couldn't be my life. I felt like something had to change, and I had always enjoyed cinema, but it was more than just a hobby. It was a passion for me. I had found beauty in creating emotions and humans through sounds and images, because these characters just felt just as real as anyone I've ever met. And I decided I needed to make films to create something honest. I'd already struggled to communicate my feelings, but I felt that cinema was my way to tell everybody how I felt about humanity and human experience. And I really felt like cinema saved me once, and I wanted to give back. And so I poured my heart and soul into it. I hope people understand.
And the universe said, I love you. And the universe said, you have watched the film well. And the universe said, everything you need is within you. And the universe said, you are stronger than you know. And the universe said, you are the daylight. And the universe said, you are the night. And the universe said, the darkness you fight is within you. And the universe said, the light you seek is within you. And the universe said, you are not alone. And the universe said, you are not separate from every other. I see the viewer you mean. The viewer? Yes. Take care. It has reached a higher level now. It can see through our screens. That doesn't matter. It thinks we are part of the film. I like this viewer. It watched well. It did not give up. It is viewing our thoughts as though they were images on a screen. That is how it chooses to imagine many things when it is deep in the dream of a film. Images make a beautiful screen, very flexible, and less terrifying than staring at the reality behind the frame. And the universe said, you are not alone. And the universe said, you are not separate from every other thing. And the universe said, you are the universe tasting itself, talking to itself, viewing itself. And the universe said, I love you because you are love. And the film was over, and the viewer woke up from the dream. And the viewer began a new dream. And the viewer dreamed again, dreamed better. And the viewer was the universe. And the viewer was love. You are the viewer. Wake up.